Hey guys, and welcome to Car Guy 1999 Reviews. Today, thanks to Infiniti of Nashua, we have our 2022 Chevy Traverse Premier. So obviously, the brand new 2024 Traverse is starting to hit dealership lots now. So this was the mid-cycle refresh, mild facelift of the Traverse. I just love this thing. 3.6 liter V6 NA, of course, mated to the 10-speed automatic, I do believe. Plenty of room back here, all weather mats, a dump truck. But very cool vehicle. And obviously, being the Premier trim, it's going to be your top of the line. Very nice leather. Do have dual sunroof, heated rear seats, rear climate control, Bose sound system. Obviously, a lot of you might know about the little hidden compartment in here. Mosaic black over jet black. It is the 9-speed, I believe. We got a 21 Silverado and I had the 10-speed. That's where I got it. So dual skyscape sunroof is a $1,500 option. This was towards the end of the chip shortage, so you still had the later retrofits. This car has had both of them done. First one was a $25 credit for no front ventilated seats. You now have front ventilated seats. And then $50 credit for no rear park assist, which this one now has. So all in, brand new, you were $52,020. So not bad at all. Does it not tell you? Yeah, that's all it says. It doesn't tell you horsepower or anything like that. Come on, Chevy. You're supposed to put stuff like that on the window sticker. Do have a couple different drive modes: two-wheel drive, which is front drive, all-wheel drive mode, I believe this is off-road mode, and then tow haul mode. So we're gonna go into two-wheel drive mode. Wireless charging, bunch of different cameras available here. So let's go for a drive. So I've been very lucky to spend a lot of time in this platform. Not only did I work for a dealership group that had a bunch of Chevy, GMC, Buick stores, so this platform is extremely familiar to me. We've had a couple of these come in on trade at my new job at Infiniti. Well, not really new anymore. I've been there for 3 years, but you know what I'm saying. So I've driven a ton of these over the years. I love the GM 3.6 V6. It revs to essentially 7,000 RPM. And I found out years ago that if you go into low and use manual mode, it will rev a little bit higher, sometimes even up to like 7,500. So it's a pretty rev happy motor. And at the end of the day, they threw this motor in the V6 Camaro. Nine-speed is a good transmission. A little quirk that I've always found is kind of odd is that second and third gear are essentially the same. So I'm in third, second. When you're up in the RPM, it's really about a 500 RPM difference. So when we do the acceleration here, I'll shift manually so you can see that. Do have a oil temp gauge to the left side, voltmeter to the right side. So you could hear that little brake after shifting at a second. That was third gear. So they're essentially the same ratio, and I do believe the car goes first, third, fourth. However, if it did do first, second, fourth, it would be hard pressed to tell the difference. In terms of platform and handling, obviously in two-wheel drive mode, it's a front-wheel drive V6 heavy SUV. Pop it into, there's no dedicated sport mode, which I think is a little odd. If I remember correctly, some of the previous ones had a sport mode, and I think your RS might have a sport mode. Obviously this dial is shared with other GM products, so that might be what's throwing me off, because there's a blank space where sport would be. But in reality, I mean, it's a three-row SUV. A sport mode is kind of a gimmick anyway. This platform is a very, very playful platform. I told you the V6 is a very torquey, powerful motor. With this all-wheel drive system, noticed it before when I've driven them, it grabs front brake instead of overpowering outside rear. It's kind of cool to figure out what all-wheel drive systems do what in terms of handling towards the limit. This one does take the front brake approach rather than overpowering rear. At the end of the day, that's a little bit of a safer approach too, because you are in slippery terrain. Overpowering the rear is going to lean it more towards oversteer. Rather, that is going to be a little bit safer and default more towards understeer. However, it's also going to slow you down, which is going to help prevent understeer. So it actually works pretty well. It's not too intrusive at all. Brake pedal feel very progressive. I do get a good initial bite from the pedal. 19,000 miles on the original brakes, so not brand new brakes, but not worn at all, or not worn by any stretch of the mean. So good initial bite without being overly sensitive, and then as you know, it quickly starts to build up some pressure, so you don't really have to dive into the brakes to get a good bite from them. So while this car really isn't meant for it, if you wanted to kind of have a little fun with it, it does inspire a decent amount of confidence to kind of really start to be a little playful, which is good. Like I said, this platform's a pretty good platform. I am excited to try the new versions. I'll probably end up trying it in the version of the Acadia. So curious to see what that 4-cylinder's like and stuff like that. But as of right now, I think this is really a very, very tempting proposition in the 3-row SUV market. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one.